where we last left off. Our group started the day with Roombeer doing some quick recon of the activity happening outside the amphitheater. He spotted a red wizard amongst a group of zombies patrolling the western boulevard. Avoiding detection, he returned to the group to report on his findings. After some discussion, the group decided to venture south to acquire their fourth puzzle cube. Unfortunately, Creed was rather noisy in his movements, which drew the attention of the patrolling red wizard. After a very brief conversation, Creed decided it was best to take an aggressive stance with the group's dealings with this red wizard. The wizard sent her zombie minions to deal with the adventurers and cast spells from her relatively safe position on the boulevard, but quickly had to defend herself as a charging Creed barreled through her zombie defenses and was hot on her heels. The fight ended when Creed chased her off the boulevard and cannonballed himself into her. Hearing the sounds of more potential enemies approaching the sounds of battle, Tazala summoned more owl companions to make a quick getaway, flying south to the shrine of Kubazan. Here the party investigated the shrine and its defenses, eventually determining that the red wizards had beaten them to this puzzle cube. How many other shrines have the red wizards been to? What will the party do now that it's apparent that they are not the only ones looking for puzzle cubes? Okay, so I've also got a little bit of an outro for our companion Uncilian, who ended up having to drop out of the campaign.
For good reasons, though.
For good reasons, got a job. You know, all the well wishes that we can give out. But that does not mean that Uncilian has exited our story. So we rewind time to back when the party had just left the Shrine of Wango, when the thunderstorm had just rolled into Omu. Uncilian was uncomfortable after the daring escape from the Snake People ambush and being forced to travel with the giant owls in which she hated so much. Something didn't feel right in her bones, and it wasn't just the leeches wriggling under her skin that made her feel uneasy. When the booms of thunder started rolling overhead, she felt something she had not felt in a long time: fear. She provided an excuse about needing additional rest after the ambush and stayed back with the party when the party ventured forth into the thunderstorm. Not long after the party departed, she heard the quiet echo of a whisper bouncing off the walls of Wango's chamber. A quiet, soothing sound enveloped her, calming all the anxiety that was once filling her mind. Denda beckons you, child. The World Eater has been speaking, but you do not hear her call. Uncilian looked around the dark temple, trying to find the source of the voice, but she only saw the stone faces of the animals that were a part of the puzzle they had solved before. Why do you fear her, child? She has blessed you with such gifts. Uncilian's attention darted around the room, looking for the source of the whispers until something caught her attention. Weren't all the stone animal faces different? She looked at them closer. Snakes. They're all snakes. She looked to the statue at the center of the room. The statue was gone, and in its place, a slender Chultan woman loomed over Uncilian. She looked human, but from the waist down was a long, coiled body of a snake. Around her neck hung a circular obsidian idol of a snake eating its tail. She gently extended her hand. I have been waiting for you, and I think you have been waiting for me too. Come with me, and I will explain everything. And as she said everything, her eyes turned completely black. Uncilian had no time to react. But why should she? Hadn't she come to this place to find answers? Uncilian reached out and took the woman's hand. And exit scene.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Okay, so now we back to present time. And again, our group has just explored the Shrine of the Shrine of Kubazan, and determined that the puzzle cube has been snatched from their grasps. What are you guys going to do?
Yes. This was troubling. Zala had feeling as soon as we entered, even just the outside of the building, that we were going to have bad news inside. I don't think it's worth looking at more here.
Yeah, the puzzle cube is here, so I think
it is here.
No,
Oh,
it
yeah,
was.
Yeah, I thought they swiped it.
It was taken already. So, probably by one of the, one of the wizards. So I say let's just head out of here and let's see if we could go to another shrine and get another cube.
Yep. Agreed.
So as y'all start to head outside, the rain suddenly stops.
It did.
And the thunder no longer, you hear the last rumble of thunder, and it slowly dies out, and you can see a little ray of sunshine start to peek through the clouds. And as you look up to the sky and see this ray of sunshine, a blinding pillar of light shoots down from the heavens right on top of the statue that you guys that's out in the middle of this pool. And through that ray of light, a figure comes streaming down right on top of the statue.
And he said he would be back.
And an elven man appears, precariously balanced on top of the statue. Give me a quick dexterity saving throw as you land on top of this statue.
Whoa.
Oh yeah. So as soon as this elven man appears, he's lands and it's on top of statues. He's about to fall over, but quickly steadies himself and looks around.
Years of reading books, walking around and stumbling into chairs pays out.
You want to give a quick description of your character?
I look out and I, middling elf height, minorly average, above average, humanoid height, looking around, interested to be here, but not quite prepared, dressed ill-suited for the occasion with just my clothes that I was wearing for the past few days. They're a little too comfy, like pajamas almost. Not quite resilient. I've got bags slung, but it's not easy to get off my shoulders. It's full school backpack style slung. And I have a staff that is about 3/4 of a typical height, more convenient. It's got a nice little end for pointing, so at lectures I can make sure I hit the board correctly. Want to make sure I can point exactly to what the numbers that I'm showing. And I've got a nice green and gold cape. But you can tell that I probably haven't worn it very often. The chin, strap is riding a little high. It's not tightened correctly. This might be, an ill-suited occasion. And I'm I see you and I say, have I arrived?
You landed. Who are you with?
I'm looking for the island of Cholt.
I think you've arrived here. Quite interestingly, How did you manage to come from the sky?
An old. Let's see. Hold that thought.
So you've actually been in Chult.
Oh, I've been in Chult. Excuse me. I've been in Chult. I have been
You were
looking for Omu's location. Have I arrived in Omu? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Have I arrived in Omu? I talked to a guide who took me to a guardian, and they performed a teleportation ritual. I saw a city of magnificent whitewashed buildings, and I've been looking for them.
So we haven't arrived.
I'm a little surprised. Where's my guide? Where did he go? I thought he would come with me.
Sorry, I was muted earlier. Saza helps the new friend to his standing, and yeah, again, you have chosen a curious place to visit. And he's kind
I'm
of
not so sure I chose it or if it chose me.
He's making eye contact with you, and he's polite, but he's kind of looking past you as well, like kind of nervous, just kind of checking perimeter.
I keep looking around, like, should there be someone else? Should there be someone else?
Oh, well, we don't want them here, but he'll look back at Creed. It's like, I wonder if our new friend's entrance drew any attention.
I'm sure it did. We've had some new friends trying to attack and kill us. So, yeah, we should probably be on alert. We should probably be moving at this point.
Yes, agreed.
I don't know if I want anything to do with your problems, good sirs. Like, people killing you, like, are you bandits?
We're not bandits. We're all looking for Omu. We're trying to stop this curse on these lands. And
we are champions of Utao.
Yeah.
Defenders of the children of Utao. We have a destiny.
Yeah,
sounds more paladin than the paladins.
My character is a little bit shocked that he's come from like the sky still, and it's just like, what's going on here? You know, trying to get a read on this new character as well, because you know he notices
true. He is a wizard.
He notices that he didn't have, like, I don't think you had red rose on. But
no, they're not. They're green, white, gold.
Green, okay.
And I'm a little twitchy. You see, like, some little rocks and pebbles kind of like floating up around, and just like, you know, as I try to, it's a nervous tick.
Yeah. So I'm not thinking that like you're a red wizard at this point, but also just trying to judge intent at the moment.
So I would say your character knows, based on the conversation you had with Saza N, the guardian naga, that that guardian has sent more than just yourself on this mission.
Oh, okay. Good.
So this is for Caylen.
This is like similar, like, interest that we have, essentially.
Say again?
This, like, no, because I guess we had like a blessing of flight that was given by us, right?
That blessing of flight was given to you by the Aarakocra.
That's right. Okay.
I don't think Creed was with the party when they visited the Guardian Naga.
I don't think so.
I know Tazala was.
We got the prophecy. It was, or not the prophecy. I just Tazala took it that way.
But anyway.
So Tazala would definitely recognize the fact that Caylen referenced the Guardian Naga.
Yeah. Yeah, were you in that that place outside of time? Or was that a past reality? That room, that cool room.
I was. I first. Wait, are you talking to Creed or are you talking to me?
Yeah,
Caylen.
Calen.
I saw. I had a portentous vision that struck me from far away. And I look over at the two of you, and I'm looking for any kind of emblems, insignia, like writing, anything that I would stand out to me to kind of tell me a little bit about who y'all are. And I'm sort of just, I appreciate being helped up and the friendly reception, but I'm sort of moving a few feet away to kind of just examine my new surroundings.
No, that's fair. So the guy who helps you up, Cholton, medium-sized young man, very hairy, very very druidy looking, like sorry, I was gonna say something like Portland hippie, but like that doesn't. No, he's a Cholton druid, and he, Mr. Animal,
into the plane of Portland.
he has several magic artifacts. I don't know if that would probably strike to catch the wizard's attention. I don't know if you have any kind of like passive detect magic, or I don't know. Several artifacts on me. What else? I guess not really. I have the back of. I don't have anything. No emblems. I'm just like little mossy. I don't know. I'm kind of the dirty guy.
Some colorful feathers sticking out of his.
Oh
mantle.
shit, the feathers. Sorry. Yes. So recently, I am much more colorful. In addition to the mud and the mattedness of it all, the Cholton, I've got some rainbow feathers in my dreads, tied up with my hair right now, and my B shapes, my wild shapes, are starting to have like a little rainbow tints glint to them. Because of the whole King of the Feathers situation, we took down the King of Feathers, and Tazala is like you can tell by looking at him. There's a little bit of animal fur. We'll say like his wild shapes carry over the things he's summoned or transformed into. Like a little bit of hair gets left behind, like my couches with my animals. So there's kind of a little bit of everything all over.
I spy some of these hairs, and from many hours in the library, I recognize some of the variations, and am confused as to what manner of creature stands before me.
Yes,
having little practical experience with such creatures.
And then I looked to my dragonborn friend, much larger than me, much more intimidating.
Yeah,
400 pounds.
Yeah, my character is just like a big burly, dragonborn, copper colored, and has decently or very expensive looking armor on, and a nice looking warhammer and shield. So, yeah.
And some special gauntlets.
Oh yeah, more. Well, yeah, he's got one. Is it one gauntlet or two?
It's Morden's gauntlet. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just one. Yeah. So on the hand with Warhammer, that there is a specialized looking gauntlet on the hand.
And you could swear you see some hairs also growing from this dragonborn's chin.
Yeah.
The most curious thing for a scaly species, I immediately notice, and I look
very coarse hairs.
Yeah. Grew very well. Well, I know you've just gotten here, but again, like I don't know, like if you trust us enough, like you can come along with us, but we have got to make our way.
Yeah, we got to make time.
Yeah, we got to get out of here.
I'll
Otherwise,
pat,
we'll
pat
be
our new
dealing
friend on
with-
the shoulder. Like, I do not judge you. It is up to Tao who will judge you if you are to be judged. But you can stay with us if you want to. Stay alive.
Have you heard of Ran-nsi?
Yes.
I personally have not.
The leader of the Red Wizards, right?
Creed's heard of Ran-nsi.
Have I?
Yeah, in your travels, you've definitely heard of the ancient necromancer who was the cause of all the undead that plague the jungles of Chult.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
a very famous.
Yes. Well, hold on.
Do we have some different, just like ambient music we could throw up?
Oh yeah, sorry. My bad.
You know this Ran-nsi.
New
Is it
friends, not
infamous?
MP3.
What's that?
No, I was joking. Ran-nsi? Yeah, the infamous. Yeah.
In exchange to get here, I've been charged by Naga with a very difficult and unusual task for one of my sort, but I need to be here. I feel compelled. And so I had to agree with looking into and finding, destroying this Ran-nsi. Are you saying that you too are opposed?
We are opposed.
You know, I have like
Ran-nsi.
Oh, yeah.
all hands ready.
Well,
The
we're opposed
abomination.
to Ran-nsi. I mean, we need to, take him down. Like, we can
And you
also.
seek to remove this death curse of which I have heard so much.
Yeah,
Yes,
so-
that is ultimate goal.
Well, I will travel with you, although I am not eager for the people hunting you.
Yeah.
we
Nor
keep getting away though.
I would be worried to be here alone, and
How are you
and
with
have you
owls?
encountered them. And
I
there's
have
potential that Ran-nsi is
Great
actually leading these
relationship
guys.
with owls. Would you like to meet my owl, Harry Potter?
Oh, oh, he really does. Yes.
And I summon my familiar with whom it's a fey owl, who I
Perfect.
call Harry Potter.
I'll nudge Creed. I'm like, this guy's gonna fit right in. That's like, there's a lot of owls usually.
And earlier they had mentioned their enemy was these wizards with red robes, which any self-respecting wizard professor would recognize immediately as the Red Wizards of Thay.
I don't like them.
Harry Potter.
My name is it's an old Monty Python flying circus joke. Yeah, and so yeah, I would probably sprinkle those throughout.
Calen or Harry Potter? Harry Potter.
No, this Calen the See-er. Like I am.
Oh.
I see many things.
Oh yeah, I tried to fit the seer all in the lower thirds, but it went outside the box, so I just kept it. Sorry.
All good.
So, I think what I'm gonna do is just start walking. I'm walking
yeah.
this way, y'all.
Pass without trace.
And-
So, as we're walking, I'll follow Creed and throw up my umbrella for us, and I'll throw up my pass without trace, so we can pass more stealthily than otherwise.
This is like a technical thing on roll 20. Are y'all moving on there?
Yeah. So any movement that you want to represent, be it while we have a map, yeah, that's where we'll move our tokens and show where we are.
So I guess I was on this tower, but I was helped off of it at some point or whatever. So perhaps I'm here.
So, do we want to go to like the bigger map and like figure out kind of where we want to go from here?
We definitely can do that.
Right.
Let's do that. I don't know if my was I cutting in and out earlier?
Yes.
The audio,
better
has
now.
been cutting in and out a little bit.
So I think I've corrected it. So
You sound much
Just let
better. It's good.
yeah, just let me know if that if I have some more issues again.
Are we at 3 on this map? Looks like.
Yeah, so there's a party token,
I see it. I see it now.
and there are certain icons or landmarks that have been discovered, and those are the ones that are numbers or have the little, like World of Warcraft yellow exclamation point on them.
Point of interest.
Yeah.
So I've just arrived. I've looked at the map extensively, and I will have asked my guide and the guardian Naga about the area that I'm looking for. Is this a city full of white gleaming buildings? Is that what this is?
Well, the vision that you got initially had all these buildings as white and gleaming, but as the vision progressed, they came into ruin. And so what you see now is a ruined city.
But I have an extensive time with cartography, and so I look at this shape in the depression against the cliffs and the buildings, and I'm confident that I have found what I'm looking for.
Yeah, you would feel pretty confident, yeah.
Okay, so I feel lighter, and I observe the magic keenly from Zala. Is that how you say it? Zala?
Yeah. Tazala.
And but I see this hulking creature in his armor and properly intimidated by. And I'm gonna follow like 10 feet behind you.
Well, Roombeer hears you mention cartography, and he comes up from behind and pulls out the party's map of Omu. Says, "Oh yeah, we gotta go to these places next." And he points out all the spots on the map that have not been visited yet, but are areas that are known to be shrines. So the group is seeking out puzzle cubes from these 9 shrines, but they've currently collected 3, one from 12, one from 16, and one from 18 on the northern part of the map. But they've just gone to 3, which they discovered the puzzle cube had already been found.
It was sacked.
Have not visited 4, 6, 8, 10, or 19 yet.
May I see one of these puzzle cubes?
Sure. I guess we have them in the bag of holding. I'll pull the first one I can feel in there.
Okay, yeah, you pull out the cube of Wongo.
Nice.
There's a monkey on it.
Yeah.
So it's a
I'll show the
cube
handout
with a
for that.
monkey of. Is it a foot? Is it an inch?
It is like
Indiana Jones idol
it's like
size.
Indiana Jones size. Like it'll fit in the palm of your hand. So like maybe 4 inches on each side.
All right. Light enough and useful. Have you already examined it magically?
We don't have like we're mostly just vibes around here, and I call animals. If you're more than welcome to, if you want.
I can look at it as we walk. I start floating it up in the air a little bit, like just kind of as I look at all the faces, and I begin to ritually identify it.
Yeah, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just suggest. I think we should go over to the the temple that is in front of this one, number 4. Which temple is that?
I concur.
Yes,
If we are worried about these cubes going missing, we should check the nearest location.
Yeah.
I want to yes and that. I want to say yes, let's check that one. And I have a bad feeling though, because if that one's sacked, then I think we should pivot and go as far north as possible back, and then start working our way back down. Because if they've already hit
I
3,
agree. I think that's the pattern we must establish.
Yeah. I mean, it might be worth it for us to go over to 6 and grab that one, with your owls.
I mean, that one's just fun. I'm down for that one anytime. It's
Yeah.
I can deploy the owl because I have summoned Harry Potter, and I may as well put him to work. So I communicate and send forth Harry Potter to fly up, high up, and to look east. What's the scale for this map?
It's pretty far.
Yeah,
So it would take a few minutes for your owl to fly that distance and see what is over there.
Dragging. So
Yeah, there is a measuring tool that is over there too that gives you an idea.
it's like almost 1,300 feet.
Well, when we going to 4?
To get to 4, yeah,
to
it's
4.
only 600 feet or so.
Yeah, that to me is like let me think this through. With Find Familiar, I think I can talk to it up to 100 feet, but I can send it further and then bring it back.
Yeah,
And
you
so-
can give it instructions and
I'm gonna have it
relay.
go, do a recon and look for any moving creatures, and decide whether it's a size it would hunt or it's a size it would avoid, and then to kind of head that way. 600 feet. I mean, an owl's eyesight is it's 300. So,
pretty
and
good,
I wanted to do like a pass and a loop around it to see if there are any entrances and any moving creatures in between, due east of us, straight across. So, and I send it out.
Nice.
So you send it out, and you do notice, or I guess it relays back to you that there are no moving creatures, but there are bodies out in front of it, dead things that it would not hunt. There is one entrance to the building.
So as we're walking, I'm going to tell the others. And so there are several dead creatures of a hunting size or an avoiding size.
Avoiding.
So medium or larger, and it would not try to eat it. Its senses were repelled. And what side was the entrance on?
Southern side.
Like wizard size?
How do you? Yeah, here we go. So the ping right there. Boom. I'm a medium wizard. I'm not a tiny wizard.
No, not you. Not you. I'm worried about. No offense. I hear
So I'm
this.
looking at this cube. It takes me a minute to cast Identify on it.
Yeah, you identify the cube, and you get notes of transmutation magic, and you also get the sense that this cube is a key that is used somewhere else.
So I'm going to communicate to the others. This feels very much like a key, like an object. It has a place it wishes to go. I know not where, but it is clear that it is the lock, or the key to a lock.
I mean, Josh, can we confirm in game? I know it as a player that it's the center of the city, right? But do the players? Does the group know that?
What do you mean, the center of the city?
right? And then where we're heading is maybe I don't know. Never mind.
You don't know where the tomb is yet.
Never mind.
That is part of the mystery that you need to unravel.
So, yeah, we kind of anticipated that. Like, we've been finding these cubes. We've been told by the kobolds that they're... I believe we were told by the kobolds that they were a key of some sort.
Yeah, I thought so.
You were told by the kobolds that the cubes are the key to the Tomb of Annihilation.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
So
that's what I meant.
We have yet to find this tomb, but...
And Caracol, the kobold scale sorcerer, had told you that if you successfully got the gold from the shrine of Nang Nang, that he would tell you the location of the entrance.
Which we have a small problem there. Anything that we take out of that shrine turns into mud. So we need to figure something out there. But yes, we concur with your assessment.
So can you keep your owl like in a continuous search pattern?
Well, I'm having it like look north of us now and then south. It looks to me like we must cross here, although I'm not sure. Having not been here, there's like it seems like a wall or a walkway. Perhaps it's easy to scale, but I'm having it check 100 feet in each direction, and then in detail, but then to look about 500 feet to see if anything is walking towards us in a general pattern. So I'm gonna send it north first.
Going back, Josh talking about how characters have 360 view. Now the owl, I buy it for 100%.
Yeah, the owl is literally like this way,
all
this way,
yeah,
or yeah.
The owl, as you send it north, it's not currently viewing any groups or any people. Like it is able to spot creatures and things that are moving about the city, but none of them, they are all a void. There are a few that are it would hunt because they are other birds and stuff like that. But as you send it north, you're not seeing anything. Like, how far north do you send it?
I'm not sending it very far, keeping it within range of me, but I'm having it look. So lining itself up and looking, a good distance.
Okay, and it can look, if you send it within 100 feet of you, and it can look another 300 feet, right?
Yeah,
so probably about as far as here.
Like a bird, like an owl, like in real life, an owl can see. It would be like if we could see a mouse 1 mile away. That's that's how well they can see. So I'm not sure how much you want to you should be able to see most of the city.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't know how birds of prey do in fantasy.
I can see up a Sarawak's ass right now.
I don't know about omnipresent vision of the entire city all the time.
Capability, really, in real life. But it also is. I mean, think about the more you're magnifying, the more there's tunnel vision. So it's the more it's narrowing in it. So what I'm trying to have it do is give us just general patterns of is anything coming in the direction of where we want to go.
So if you're looking in the direction of where you want to go, which is, I guess, to the east,
yes,
you're not seeing anything there.
Right, and then
you have it look to the north.
Yeah.
So look around you. There's nothing in your immediate vicinity around you that seems to be coming south.
Got it. And is this like a fire? Or is this orange?
That is a camp. You do see a fire. The owl does look in that direction, and it does, if you have the owl focus there, it sees a campfire that is kind of now smothered a little bit and is essentially on the downside of its life cycle, with no one else around it.
So I'll note that for the group, but I'm like, you know, like a fire and smoldering would stand out because obviously it'll drift up into the view of the owl, and then otherwise I'm gonna have it just kind of. I'm also using it to get my general bearing, so I'm sort of looking at the bird's eye view here of this region
You're
a
working
distance.
into it.
But yes. I'm right now while we're walking and it's simple. Yes, I'm trying to place what I saw to see if I can draw any connections.
Well, yeah, from that view, like your vision was a bit of a aerial view, looking down upon the city and seeing it change. You're viewing it now from a different perspective. The vision that you had seemed to have been maybe from a northern part of the city looking to the south. Because like as you're that high, you can see there's a big flooded part of the city, and your vision was kind of from that perspective of over top of the flooded part looking down south. But so you're getting a bit of a, you know, other side of the picture view right now. So where are we headed as we're walking and viewing?
I have expended half my spells points, so I am following our new friend, trusting his full spell slots.
Oh, well, that's another thing that we've done is like, if you want to do the variant rule of spell points versus spell slots, then you can do that too.
Okay, I'll have to read up on that. I don't know that one. I will learn it now.
You don't have to do it, but it essentially just makes it so that your spell slots turn into more of a mana pool of spell points, and each spell level just costs a certain number of points.
It's more freedom.
So it lets you cast more lower level spells at the expense of casting a higher level spell once more, or more higher level spells at the expense of your lower level spells.
Yeah, I think I probably prefer that flexibility as like a general method, and I know I've read it before in the player's guide.
It's in the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Yeah. It's fine. But like right now, I'll play it the way that's going to be easiest for my sheet.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll show you how to do it in D&D Beyond too, how to customize the feat.
Yeah, we can do that another time.
Okay. So Tazala's feeling a little vulnerable at his fatigue in casting spells and is not wanting to lead the way.
Just providing the cover for the stealth.
Oh yeah, roll me some stealth checks if y'all are trying to move stealthily.
And add 10. Come on.
Creed, of course, roll at disadvantage.
As is tradition.
But you said add 10 to it?
Add
Yes.
10 for Pass Without a Trace.
Okay.
24 for Tazala.
So
How did you tell it to roll
16.
stealth? You just
You just click the word in. So if you're using Beyond 20 or like D&D Beyond with the extension, when you hover over it, there should be a little like red B that you can click, and that'll send it to Roll20.
So I was doing that, Jeremy. It, in my personal opinion, it's a lot better to just stick with D&D. Or what's that?
Yeah, it worked.
It works.
So
what
27,
were you doing, Scott?
24.
You were using
I was
the roll 20?
Yeah, I was using D&D Beyond for a while.
Yeah.
And then I moved back. I just pushed everything to Roll20 because it's just kind of nicer, in my opinion, just to have
Yeah, I
everything in
agree. I
one
just
spot.
haven't learned it yet, so I will.
Yeah.
I have limited knowledge.
Gotcha.
Okay, so yeah, a 16, 24, and 27 are, you feel pretty stealthy. The sun is starting to come out more now, so there's not as much darkness. Your vision has improved of how far you can see. Now that the rain is not so heavy. And yeah, go ahead and move your party token in the direction that you are traveling.
And then yeah, Jeremy, this like main road here that splits the city, that's like a raised highway. We've mostly avoided because it's kind of
Very visible.
Yeah, right. But
I'm very nervous, so I am happy to, follow along with more intrepid adventurers.
So, I think what I'm going to do is just like have us like creep this way, and then what I'd like to do is just like, I think what I'd do is turn to you, Jeremy or Caylen, and just ask like, hey, can you have your bird look, or your owl look 50 feet in like this area real quick, and just make sure that we're kind of covered to go up and over.
Yeah, no, like I said, it like flying right above here.
You can go under too.
Yeah, we can go under. We don't have to go over.
Oh, I forgot we could go under this thing.
It's like a highway that's on stilts,
Right.
Yeah,
the stairs is the only place that's like solid.
Yeah, so like let's just like haul under here and then kind of like skirt through.
So as you're moving past this building right now, you had noticed that building was a there were lots of it's like a house that's mostly ruined, but plants are like billowing outside of it, and on those plants you can see luscious looking fruits of many different colors.
Like evil luscious.
yeah, Tazala, do these interest you at all? Mr. I love the forest.
Right. Let me Tazala's nostrils flare up a little bit, and ears perk as well. He's what kind of vibes is he getting from the situation here?
Do you want to go closer to them to inspect them?
Are they like too luscious? If it doesn't take us too far off our path.
You're literally walking next to the building.
Yeah, I'll take a look.
Knowing real quick here, before anything happens, I'm just gonna hang back a little bit because we've had interactions with like vined things, and I'm just a little bit more cautious than he is, and like staying a little bit further away.
That's
okay.
fair.
I'll definitely stay with you and watch.
Yeah.
I have a lot more exit plans than Creed.
Yeah.
So as you're looking over the fruits, they're all surprisingly pyramid shaped, and they dangle from a vine from like 2 feet down on that vine. And there are red ones, blue ones, green ones, yellow ones, purple ones, and orange ones. Which ones are you looking at?
Freemason connection confirmed. Knew it. All right. Tazala, I think I'm drawn toward the red.
Okay.
Because red.
So you are you plucking a red one, or are you leaving it on the vine?
I want to look at the base of the vine more. I want to study the plant and see. Kind of like equivalent of poking it with a stick.
Give me a nature check.
Yes,
please.
Gladly.
While he's doing that, can you give me a token for the owl on the map? Is that possible?
That is possible. Do I want to do that?
I'll move it around so you can see what I'm doing with it.
I know, I'm just messing with you.
All right.
Oh, you're not burdening him with one token ass. Trust me, you'll see.
Yeah.
I heard you say summons or vibes.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me. Like, wait, just like there's so many tokens.
There's a guy I played with named Zach who was playing a druid, and we to like satiate this desire, we gave him like a bag, like several bags. From each one, he rolls a die, and it like a random creature, like on a table, comes out, and so and just like he had many of them, and he earned more over time as the campaign progressed. So just be like, well, there's 2 hyenas and a giant ape like arrive on the scene.
Okay,
Josh
you
has
should
been
be
very
able-
generous. It's I situationally I get to choose what
Nice.
comes out, so that's pretty crazy sometimes.
You should be able to move that now.
Yep. So here we go. I have it looking this way. It's heading south.
Okay. So it heads south. It's still not seeing anything. I'll let you know if it just like tell me generally where it goes, and I'll tell you if it sees anything.
It's circling counterclockwise like this on like a.
I mean, as it gets closer to 4 again, it sees the same thing. Dead bodies outside, but no changes.
I'm gonna, now that I'm close enough to talk to it, I'm gonna count, or I'm gonna look and count. How many bodies?
4 dead bodies outside.
Damn it!
And they're down like on the south side.
On the south side, yeah, near the entrance. Some of they almost appear to be like coming out of the entrance.
Damn it!
Some on the steps, some on the outside, some in the threshold of the doorway.
Too late. Oop! I need more ice. I'll be right back.
Oh wait,
You just went. No.
what's Creed doing?
I was hovering over.
I'm waiting for Tazala to like touch this thing and like see what's gonna happen to it. So, I'm just sitting around like with a stick, just kind of like poking in the dirt, like a kid. It's just like sitting on a baseball field in the outfield.
That was my experience.
Yeah, was it?
I played first base, so I got to play every play. Practically.
I played in the outfield when kids couldn't hit it that far.
Yeah.
And we grew up learning that there's supposed to be these positions. Whether or not it makes sense at your size and skill level is different. So I was switching between tabs, and so I was hovering, and I saw the preview from the feed, but the feed is like a few minutes behind, and so it looked like you were talking to me, Josh. I was just like, it's like a
yeah. There's like a delay between us and Twitch.
I figured it out earlier because I was trying to center myself, and it took a few minutes before I got it right.
I've got like a really like weird setup right now. Let me see here if I can like capture it real quick.
So I offered to Saza that like I have a number of ways to like jostle, displace, like test for things with these pyramidal fruits that I know. I don't know. Do I know anything about pyramidal fruits?
You're welcome to roll a nature check to see.
Well, yeah,
Oh wait, yeah. What did Tazala get with his nature check?
So with your nature check, you gather that these fruits do seem to be edible, but the color of them is you're not quite sure like what each color means about the fruit, but it means something.
You want to try one and see what happens?
Caylen, you you look at the same, and you're not as familiar with like fruits and their different herbal properties and stuff like that, but you can definitely tell, yeah, these seem to be edible and maybe even were cultivated based on how they're growing out of this house, and that they're just happen to be long neglected.
I think I'll eat one.
You will eat one. Are you eating the red one?
Yes.
Okay. Chazala plucks the red one, holds it in his hand, and it takes 2 hands to hold it. It's kind of like one of those small watermelon-sized fruits.
Okay.
You bite into it, and like you kind of chew it. Tastes good, and you gulp it down, and then it kind of gives you that feeling of like being full. So you take a deep breath. Oh, that was good. But as you take a deep breath, air just keeps coming in, and your chest is like super puffed up with air. For 2 hours, your character gains incredible lung strength. You can hold your breath for up to 1 hour and can breathe powerful winds that cause a target to make a DC 12 strength save or be pushed 10 feet and knocked prone.
Okay.
And if you have something in your mouth, when you blow, you can spit small objects up to 100 feet away from you.
Oh my gosh.
So Tazala's Kirby.
Yes. Yes.
Very Kirby.
You cannot eat and absorb other people's powers, but
You're Shaggy Kirby.
Into it. Well, this works perfectly with the so after our experience, Jeremy, after our experience with the Arakokra people, and they did the ceremony what was it called? The air wing.
The Dance of the Five Winds.
Dance of the Five Winds. Tazala took like special note. It was like entranced with it, and then later we leveled up, and he took the wind wall spell for that, and it's flavored as he's recreating that Arakokra dance when he does it, and super effective against a lot of kobolds. That was cool.
Effective for him, not Creed.
Yeah. No, not at all.
Oh yeah, that might have been good when you fought the snake people.
Right? So Tazala, how is that fruit?
I'm feeling good, and I like blow against Creed. I didn't know that was going to happen, but I'll go ahead and
Creed, make a strength saving throw.
Oh
yeah.
gosh.
I feel good.
Oh, I think I did that at disadvantage. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'll take the 13.
13.
So you just save. Like as he blows, you can feel yourself being pushed back, and you take a step back and steady yourself, and like lean into the wind.
It's his all like cover his mouth. Oh God. sorry.
Oh, gosh. I was like, was it the fruit that did that for you?
So, I think, and he'll start whispering. I think so. I feel airy, like Harry Potter. Bloated.
So I'm gonna walk up to this wall as well, and I'm gonna.
Okay.
You said there was a purple one.
Blue, green, yellow, purple, or orange.
I will try a purple one.
Okay. You grab a purple one, bite into it, and when you look up from biting into it, the sun is just unbearably bright. It seems to be burning your eyes and even your skin. Until the next long rest, your character gains sunlight sensitivity. You have disadvantage on attack rolls and skill checks when in direct sunlight. And you have advantage on stealth checks when areas of dim light.
Ooh. Maybe
blows.
useful.
Blows.
That's like that episode of Family Guy where everybody gets cool powers and Meg just her nails can grow slightly longer.
Yeah.
Those are called claws.
Oh.
I'm writing these down. Like I note which ones do what, or as you're coming to terms and figuring them out. I'm gonna try identifying them. So I'm gonna look at how many more are there.
Well, there's blue, green, yellow, and orange that have not been tried yet.
I'm gonna pick two. So let's go with blue and green. And I'm going to do identify on both and see if I get any sense of the distinctions.
You take 10 minutes and try to identify these organic fruits and do not learn anything from them. These are not magical fruits.
Oh. Yep, that was cool. That was a good learning experience for the real world.
You got to try one.
All right. Blue, green, yellow, and orange?
Yeah.
Well, let's go with green. I'm an elf.
Okay. So you take a bite into the green.
Like, first day on an adventure, eating weird fruits. Also, like, it's a pyramid, so I try to, like, eat from the tip down.
Okay. So you take a bite in, and
I don't think you're supposed to.
What? Nothing seems to be happening after you take your bite. Like, it was immediate for everybody else. And then a little flower that seems to be just growing up out of the ground. You hear a little voice.
I look at the flower.
In the voice, you hear a kind of snake-like sound that says, You there. Come closer.
I don't immediately come closer. I'm mildly nervous, but I look at it and I focus my attention.
You look trustworthy. You should pluck me and put me in your lapel so I can speak with you further.
I do have a robe. I will reach down and gingerly feel at this flower. I've heard of, flowers having thorns and such. I don't know how to tell, obviously. I figure I'll look for points. And then I pick it up. And I hold it in front of me, and I'm going to examine it and look at it.
As you look at it, you're hearing sounds like a voice come from this flower. The flower does not move in any way when the voice comes from it. But you can your ears know where sounds come from. And this voice is coming from this flower.
I guess I listened to it.
Sorry, that was like Forrest Gump. I know what love is. Your ears know where sound comes from.
But you see, I am Calen the See-er, not the hearer. I like to read in quiet rooms.
Well, hear me now, Caylen. My name is Moa. And I am a slain god. And I need your help.
I'm gonna go through my memory to the many lore scrolls that I have read and think of whether or not I recognize this name.
Make a history check.
Is it not religion? You said it's a god or no?
Yes.
It doesn't matter. They're both high.
Whoa.
In your studies of Cholt, you have heard of it was like a footnote in one of the books. And you heard of the 9 trickster gods that took Ubtao's place when he abandoned Cholt. Moa, a Jakuli, which is a snake-like creature, but not a snake, was one of those trickster gods. The book that you read didn't go into like what became of those trickster gods, just that there were these trickster gods, and that's as much as you can glean.
So I form a hypothesis
memory.
about, all right, I can hear, and I'm immediately on guard. I've read of these trickster gods, and I've heard of them from my family and others in my, social circles, and am extremely on guard. But I want to know, can it hear me? So I think at it without saying anything, and I say, it said its name. It said Moa, right?
Moa.
It's nice to meet you, Moa. Did you come from the fruit? But that's thought, no speak.
I did not come from the fruit. To be honest, don't know how it is that I am speaking with you. But I now realize that you are holding me, and I am a flower for some reason.
Did you know there was a fruit?
No.
So I start now talking aloud just to not be rude to others. And I say, Moa, I have heard of you. Can you tell me what happened with you and Uptal and your brethren? I am most curious to learn the real story. I am a sharer of tales and stories, and in writing and written, and I would love to take your stories back to the scriptorium of wherever I'm from. I'll think about that.
More on that later.
So Moa says, well, I can teach you the legend in which us 9 trickster gods came to Omu. Would you like me to start there?
Yes. But no one else can hear. I asked T'Challa, do you hear my flower?
I may have something for this if I took it. If I did not take it, no. I can tell you where this flower is, though.
It's in my hand.
It's right there. That'll be 3 spell points.
So I asked. So you tell me that you don't hear it.
No, nothing right now.
And I tell you that I think that I have not gone insane, but it is possible. But this flower is talking to me.
Who speaks? Who is it?
He says its name is Moa.
Moa!
One of the trickster gods of old who came to, and I over-explain a little bit.
Moa, it's Tazala! Hello! Can you hear? Say it's me.
And I say, Moa, I think, Moa, can you hear my companion?
No, I only hear your voice.
And I say, so I do this. I try to, well, this is going to be challenging because I was going to say I'm going to try to speak out loud a different thing from what I'm thinking, but I don't think that would work. So you have to think of what you're going to say. So
it's like CIA training, man. That takes a while.
But I just tell T'Challa, like, I don't think it can hear you.
Oh, okay. Well, we met him or her or it one time. That's how I got this cool, and I'll pull out the.
Oh, yeah, you have the snake whip too.
Yeah, I'll pull out the staff of the Python.
I'll tell Moa, my companion T'Challa says that he has met you on a previous occasion. Do you remember? Because now I want to know, does this thing have continuity between its memories or not? Or is the fruit isolated?
The Moa responds, I am not familiar with what you are speaking of. I have been dead for a long time. My spirit trapped within the tomb that Asarak created beneath Omu.
And I recognize Asarak.
Give me a history check for this one.
Is it Asarak or Acerarak?
Asarak.
There's like 2 R's. Acerarak? Acerarak.
A Rexer.
It has the like phonetic or whatever, but I don't know what what's that called?
13.
Would it
You
not-
recognize the name, but not much beyond that. Like the name, it's some sort of evil wizard, or maybe like a lich,
So I think to myself,
something
I'm like,
necromantic.
note to self: try to remember names of evil wizards where you're going. And I think very hard about trying harder in the future. And then, so I talk to Mo and I want to know the story, but I tell the others I'm gonna talk to my flower for a little bit. But we can continue on.
We have things to discuss.
Okay.
I'm gonna go into my owl. I'm gonna look down and see if the owl sees the flower. Also, I asked T'Challa and Creed, do you both see the flower? Like, is it only me, or is the flower real?
Do we see the flower, or is this like a hallucinate?
You can see the flower.
Yeah, T'Challa like grabs Creed by the shoulder, but he's like nodding at Calen. What's it? What is it? Calen. And he's like, "Yeah, sure, friend. We see the flower." But he's patting Creed, and he's gonna like whisper, like, "I don't know if our friend's okay." But yeah, no, great flower. It's a pretty flower.
You told me you can see it, and that puts my mind at ease. I don't pick up on the social cues otherwise.
You know what? Like while this is happening, I'm gonna just cast Detect Good and Evil. Do I have that? I think I do.
I don't know. Do
Where
you?
are my spells? Divine Sense. Oh, I have Protection of Good and Evil. What was the one that's like?
Would I through Sarge's dog tags? Do I get anything like that? Could I ping divine or no? What's it called? No, I'm thinking paladin. Never mind.
No, you're not getting anything through the dog tags.
Man, T'Challa's not built for like knowing stuff.
So are you casting Divine Sense?
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Divine Sense because it like.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
So
That's what
you smell the air, trying to seek out aberrations, all that stuff. Air feels clean.
Okay.
I am. Are there other flowers
and
nearby?
it doesn't smell like so. There's no. It doesn't register any strong evil at all.
No evil here.
Okay.
Are there any like rocks or flowers nearby on the ground?
Yeah, there are other rocks and flowers. Yes.
I'm gonna telekinetically float some of them at like high speed at the flower, but then like deviate. Like I'm not intending to hit it, but I want
I'm
to.
not touching you. I'm not touching you.
Yeah.
I'm not touching
So you do that, and it whisks on by. There's no sense of self-preservation from the voice.
Okay, yeah. So I asked Moa, do you see anything? Can you see me? Can you see anything where I am? Can you tell me about the city?
I see nothing. I only hear you. And I don't know why.
And ask him, do you know where you are?
No.
I asked the others, are we gonna try the other fruits or do we want to take them with us? I want to at least take one and see how long it takes to degrade and if it has something later.
I think for sure we
Sure.
should collect.
Yeah. Do you
What
want
are
to
you-
try
what are you
another
gonna
one,
collect?
Tazala? Because we've got
I mean-
2 more that we haven't tried.
Yeah, well, it's like jelly beans. Like if you combine two,
You got
is it
3 more you
something
haven't
new?
tried.
Oh, we have 3 more that we haven't tried.
Every flavor
Well-
beans here.
You've not tried blue, yellow, or orange.
I'm gonna pick up the yellow one. And I'll try the yellow one.
Fuck it, I'll do the blue.
Okay. Starting with Creed, since he bit into the yellow one first. So as you bite in, and again, chew it, down the hatch it goes. You were smelling the air for a sense of evil, and now your sense of smell is very heightened. You can smell dead things. You can smell the sulfurous smell of the lava pit beyond.
Okay.
You can smell so many things. You have an advantage on perception checks involving smell, and can track down someone they've met before. Sorry, track down someone you've met before by their scent from up to a mile away.
Nice.
You are also very sensitive to foul odors and filthy allies.
Sensitive to sunlight, sensitive to
To
odor.
which Tazala is definitely one, because he was in that muddy, murky water with the dead big frog creature and all those zombies just, half an hour ago.
Oh, you stink so bad, Tazala.
Oh.
I'm gonna like snap and use prestidigitation to like make pleasant odors around.
Oh.
I'm guessing about what happened here. I see him eat the fruit. I see him
Oh.
react and say something about the smell, and so I try to make it gentle.
Tazala, you take a bite into the blue one,
Here we go.
and as soon as you take a bite in, you get the most acrid, gross flavor that you've tasted in a while. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no. Ba-ba-ba.
Okay. So you save. So you don't take any damage,
Oh good.
and you are not poisoned.
Oh god. This is just like
But-
only bad one.
As the poison kind of tries to take hold into you, your face gets really red, and everyone can see his face. Blood pressure's going really high in his, and tears of blood start to drip out his eyelids. But then, shakes it off. So just 2 singular tears of blood roll down his face. But then his face kind of clears and normal-looking skin returns.
I want to ask Creed, did you smell anything in the blood?
Did I?
I mean, you could smell a poison.
Yeah.
Something wasn't right about what he was experiencing.
Something isn't quite right. But it definitely smelled like poison.
Poison.
So I think, and I tell the others. So it
So
seems
nothing good?
like
It's only
there's one
poison.
more. There's orange, right? Yeah.
There is orange remaining. Yeah,
We've
that
had,
one
like,
was just
a
poison.
smell. We've had a taste. We've had skin touch, like skin. I hear something strange, and breath. And so I'm curious if if these are sensory related all, that it could affect eyes.
One already did affect eyes, and that was
So it's Scott's.
Creed's sunlight sensitivity.
Creed did have sunlight sensitivity, and okay, so sunlight sensitivity might be like, so that would be so then maybe we don't have touch.
Is that one? Are you going to eat another one?
Now I have a theory and I have to test it. And so I asked Moa, have you noticed anything in the past, like, 2 minutes? More of the magical fruits that brought you to me were consumed. Did you feel anything, notice anything where you are?
I have no perception beyond our conversations. I can hear what you say, but nothing else. I see nothing. I smell nothing.
So getting
Just
no
you.
insight from that angle, grab the orange fruit and try to I think through, am I wearing anything that's particularly, like, rough clothing wise or unpleasant, and so like, being prepared, I tell Moa that I'm gonna try to eat another one of these fruits, and so I will tell you what happens, and we can see if it's related in a way that can be useful to one another. And I have this theory that it will be touch related. Is that right? And so I go for it.
Okay.
But
Take
this
a
time,
bite in.
I cut it in half, and I eat half, and I wait to see, because last time I didn't feel anything right away, and I saw the others, but I deliberately eat half, and I want to wait like 30 seconds to a minute, and then eat the other half.
Okay. You eat half, and you can feel yourself be energized as you eat the first half. It's like you get an energized feeling, and it feels good. So then you eat the other half, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I can really." And you kind of your fingers start twitching, and as your fingers twitch, little bolts of electricity start arcing between your fingers. And you've felt this before because you've done other kinds of magic that involved, like, lightning, and you just feel very energized, and you kind of reach out towards Creed, who's completely clad in metal armor, and a little harmless spark jumps between your fingers and his armor.
Nice.
I immediately want to test the grounding mechanisms, and so I use his armor, I use a rock, I use my fingers in the dirt, and I'm trying to get a sense of, like, is it coming from me inside, or is it coming from elsewhere into me?
It's coming from you.
Yeah, so I determine that, and so I look for one of those small rocks nearby, and I attempt to, like, using what I know from, I am prepared with lightning bolt and everything else. I try to use this new capability from fingers at a distance of like 5 feet to a rock on the ground.
So you try and, like, summon, like, focus it and, like, send it outward, but you're not able to send anything beyond just a tiny spark.
And then I want to have Harry Potter grab a small rodent from nearby and bring it to me.
Okay. Takes a little bit, but yeah, able to find a small rodent. It's actually a little compy, like dinosaur. It's like
Good reference.
trying to like bite at it at Harry Potter's ankles, but then drops it in front of you, and you're able to grab it.
And I show my appreciation for an owl predatorily snatching something and not immediately murdering it with its talons.
But as soon as you reach down to grab it, again, you can tell like the little shock. It hits the little compy and it kind of twitches, but is otherwise not harmed by it. But it definitely seems like it's annoying to be like shocked in that way.
I then try to release the creature at a distance and soothe it, and I keep my staff to like prod it if need be and let it go on its way.
I mean, as soon as you let it go, it just runs off into the brush.
So I tell Mo what happened, and I ask, is it possible that any of your brethren have anything to do with electricity or lightning?
Let me think on that for a moment. No, none of the other trickster gods, which I would not call my brethren, by the way, have anything to do with lightning.
And I then pick up on that, and I'm like, I tell the others, like, I guess this is what it seems to do. I don't know if it's useful yet. We'll need to test it in some water next. But I try to fastidiously not touch them so as not to bother them, and suggest that we continue onward to quickly find out about the puzzle cube. But I want to talk to Moa, and you can message me if you want, but I want to know about you're not on good terms with the other trickster gods. I want, like, what are the relationships? What happened? Any background context. The island, the gods, are they still there? Did something usurp them? Like, what is happening?
Okay, so I guess as the group begins to start heading south, Moa does recount to you the legend of the 9 gods. And I'll just drop that into the chat so y'all can see it. So, long ago, the god Upto hardened his heart and vowed to weep for the people of Omu no longer. The rain stopped, the jungles withered and died, and death swept through Omu. One morning, a wise Zorbo, which is a koala-looking kind of creature, emerged from her hollow tree and spoke to the dying Omuans. To convince Upto of their worth, she decided to cook him a stew made from all their good qualities. Hatching such virtues wouldn't be easy, so she asked a wily Almiraj, which is a as Moa talks to you, he's able to he describes what they look like. Almiraj is a little rabbit-looking creature with a unicorn horn out the top of its head. The Almiraj snuck recklessness into the pot, which she saw as a virtue, and Uptao spat the stew when he tasted it. From that day on, Obolaka the Zorbo and Ijin the Almiraj became terrible enemies. At noon, a brave Commandant hopped down from her rock. She saw the evil in the Omuans' hearts and decided to lance it like a troublesome boil. The Commandant fashioned a holy spear, but she left it by the riverbank, and a crafty grung stole it. In her rage, Shagambi the Commandant forgot all about the Omuans and chased Nang Nang, the grung, forever across the sky. When evening came, a wily Iblis stepped from his reed hut. He didn't like the Omuans, but without them he'd have no one to play his tricks on. The Iblis sent a marsh frog to reason with Upto, But the frog was angry and decided to wrestle the god instead. This amused Ubto, so he gave the frog tentacles to make it stronger. When Kubazan the frog-hemoth returned to Papazotl the Iblis, he chased Papazotl into the swamp with his new tentacles. That night, a Sioux monster broke into Ubto's palace and stole a pail of water for the Umoans. When the god came running to find it, the Sioux monster hid the pail in a Jakuli's burrow. That's my burrow, by the way. Ubto asked the jungle's animals where his water was hidden, and Moa, myself, was too honest to lie. When Wongo the Sioux monster found out how I had betrayed him, he vowed to catch me and eat me up. All the while, Unk the flail snail lived deep under the earth. The noise of the other animals fighting made her slither up into the surface, and when the day dawned over the shell, the light blinded Ubto and made his eyes water. Life returned to Omu, and the people built shrines to honor the animals who had saved them.
I ask Moa if he can tell me where his burrow is.
My shrine is located within the city.
Nice.
It was known to be on a column just south of the palace.
Oh. That's the one. In the lava, right?
We Jakulis can fly. And so someone with the gift of flight were the only ones who would be able to visit my shrine.
Well.
And I ask it, is the shrine safe to visit, or is it, would it be dangerous?
My accolades were caring for my shrine. I imagine with Acerarak sacking the city, they are all likely dead. So I do not know what became of it.
Okay. So as I'm gonna let it know that we're heading to a shrine that might be a different creature first to check on something, but we would like to make our way there. And whenever we're close enough, I'm gonna see for I'm looking for insignia or statues, or have the owl go back and check now, and see if I can, based on what I know of these different animals, recognize which temple we're approaching.
So the temple you're approaching is that of a it looks to be a panther-like creature, but the panther creature has a bunch of snakes coming out of its shoulders.
Is one of these Wongo or no?
One of the shrines is Wongo's, yes.
I just didn't. Is Wongo one of the names?
Wongo is one of the names. He is of the Sioux monster.
Got it. So I'm going to tell it about the cube of Wongo.
Throw it away. You don't need it.
Fuck Wango.
I throw it because I've been playing with it, right? I throw it back to T'Challa, and I tell it that I have thrown it away.
Good.
But I ask it, do you know where it goes, or where any of these go?
Zala says, in the bag?
I do not know.
Because I wanted to ask, do you have a cube or an item similar in your temple?
I am unsure. My temple was a place of prayer.
So I tell anyway. So I acknowledge all of that, and I thank it for the information. And then I'm still looking to see what animal it looks like is number 4.
So based on the
Okay.
descriptions of Moa, so the Commodon, the brave Commodon, Shagambi, was the one who is a panther.
I think we killed one of those, right? Or two of those?
You have fought one of those before in Tazala's past. Yes.
The brave Commandant. I got it. Okay, cool. So I tell the others that I think it's related to this story, and that it opposed evil, and so we should make it clear that we oppose evil and be on the lookout for a holy spear. Yeah. Anyway.
What type of
Spear.
holy spear?
I'm like, yeah, we
The
did
spear
have a
was
spear.
stolen by Nang Nang.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just related. So
Spear of the Hunt?
that's the limited information that I have.
We have the Spear of the Hunt. I wonder if this is.
You
the
said you
same
have a
spear.
spear. I asked you, do you have any other useful items?
Yes, I mean, I heard. Yeah, Tazala overheard the spear part. He's like, wait a minute. And he starts digging through the bag of holding. And he pulls out the Spear of the Hunt. Spear of the Hunt? Is this the spear or is this different?
I try to form a picture in my mind looking at it and ask Moa.
You
Commandant's
don't
spear.
have that anymore. You gave that. I have a note of it's
Oh, no.
it's given to tribe.
Oh, okay.
Well, I have no picture.
I think you
never
gave it to the Aarakocra.
Nice. Or no, the was it Aarakocra or the Uluthalong tribe?
Oh, you gave it to the Uluthalong tribe.
Right. Never mind.
I do that. We continue walking towards the temple. I try to I ask Creed if the sun is bearable because I see him wincing.
I'm like, at this point, I'm just like walking in the shadows. So like there's kind of like trees
It's
that I
still
see
mostly
here.
overcast. Like the sun is breaking through the clouds, so it's more moments of feeling sunlight than it is more moments of feeling shade. Or sorry, less moments of feeling sunlight, more moments of feeling shade.
And is it like? I mean, it's not unbearable, right?
It's
pretty bad.
pretty
right?
uncomfortable.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just like I'm trying to walk in whatever shadows I possibly can right now, and then every so often you might hear me like, kind of like wince a little bit.
Are magic hands translucent or opaque?
Opaque?
So I'm gonna summon my magic hand as big as I can make it in my mind's eye. And I'm gonna put it in between the sun and Creed.
Nice.
I think
Like
yeah.
a
In this
floating
case, like
umbrella.
you could. Yeah, I think a magic. Are you using it? Are you doing it through your telekinetic or through Mage Hand?
Technically, telekinetic is an enhancement to Mage Hand, and I can make the Mage Hand go invisible. I think.
Well, then we'll say opaque.
Yeah, I'm thinking of it. I was in my mind for a second. I was thinking of it. It's like the Master Hand from Super Smash Brothers. It's like big, but then I was
Yeah,
like, probably the
It's a
size of
cantrip.
real
Yeah.
hand. So
That's kind of how I was envisioning it as well.
it's kind of like this. It's like you have like a thing over your eyebrows, Creed. Just
Yeah. Right. Okay.
He gave you a hat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I guess, and at this point, like, how close are we to the to this temple? Like, are
Very
you
close.
guys?
You're looking at it.
Yeah, are you guys ready to like kind of like poke around in here?
Yeah, I got a bad feeling again though.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's check it out.
So, yeah, I think at this point, just kind of creep our way in, creep our way around, and see if there's anything of interest around this particular temple.
Okay. So you go to that temple.
When we get there, I want to count and see if there's still 4 bodies.
There are still 4 bodies.
And I'm going to set the owl to, watching the entrance and stuff. Which, are we on the top middle?
You're
image?
top middle, yeah.
Thanks. I see it now.
Yeah. And then
So the 4 bodies are that of some zombies, which I now realize I don't have the token for. Oh wait, here they are.
Josh, this recording, it's bad. It's definitely bad. On Twitch, it still shows the Top Gun GIF that was 10 minutes ago.
The owl GIF was on there for a solid 20 or 30 minutes.
Makes no sense. The file is going to be corrupt. I know it. I just know it. So at least we have Craigbot. So I'm sorry again. I thought of something in between though. I have a video monitor. I could capture the screen that the OBS is on. So worst case scenario, I could just capture the file size is going to be huge, but I could just capture the external monitor and then boom, there we go. And then Craigbot audio plus screen recording, not OBS recording, should work. Sorry, Jeremy. This is the, I don't know, 80th time I've tried this. It changes every time.
To get all of the pieces to work correctly. As someone who builds software, it's a...
And it sucks because I have to wait 2 weeks to try something new.
It's a slow iterative cycle.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay, 4 bodies, zombies.
Yep.
I'm gonna, I don't know that I have a lot of experience with zombies, so...
I have quite a bit of experience with
have a lot of
zombies.
that. Mostly bad.
I huddle behind the giant hulking paladin.
Yeah.
Is my Paths Without Trace still up, or have we passed that?
For an hour, right?
I don't think it's been a full hour, but yeah.
We've gone 600 feet, right? So
Yeah, it's not been an hour.
Tenth of a mile. Or quarter mile, really.
So let's one second. Let me see.
Do they I asked the others how do we tell if they're dead, undead, dead?
So Josh, where
We'll do a stick check.
are we?
I think on the middle right.
There. Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah, Saza will take out his.
And those 4 guys. So I'm just gonna walk up to these undead and just are they alive, or are they moving at all?
No, they're not moving, and your heightened sense of smell definitely catches the scent of decay, and it's nearly unbearable for you. But as you guys approach, a ruined shrine stands at the heart of this walled compound. Tall monoliths flank the entrance, decorated with images of a jaguar with 6 snakes sprouting from its shoulders, and a stone door set into the shrine beyond is currently ajar.
Are their heads attached?
The heads of the zombies?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna smash all their heads.
Every time you do, the smell gets worse, and it, and also, yeah, it takes you a couple hits because the sunlight is, the sunlight sensitivity plus the smell is just
Yeah.
this is disgusting.
This is the worst. But I want to like just make sure
Yeah,
that
they're
like
dead.
as we're walking in, and then yeah, I guess I'm gonna walk in, and then what exactly what's that? Oh, it's a clay gladiator.
So
What's that?
you see before you a grid, a metal mesh grid, and then down below about the
Yeah, for real. Thanks, Wizard of the Coast. Play Gladiator. Thanks for the artwork.
yeah. Well, it may have also been roll 22.
Combined effort.
So you
Combined
see down is a 15-foot drop down to the bottom, and at the bottom of this pit is a floor littered with corpses, and then kind of sitting slumped against the wall is a clay statue of an Omuan looking creature, person, humanoid looking automaton, and it's currently broken in like 4 different areas. Like the arm's broken off, that's like that is holding a spear. The head is kind of cracked along the face and is kind of slumped and fallen off. Broken at the femur on another leg, and it's just kind of sitting slumped against the wall. But it's got all these zombies like piled up around it.
Do I see the cube down there, or is the cube like just on the opposite side of the?
So across the room is a pedestal that has nothing on it.
Cube's gone.
Yep.
Salute. I cast Bless on Chairman.
Yeah.
Sorry, my backup microphone picked it up.
The red wizards were here. It looks like they've taken this one as well.
Damn it!
Is there any any evidence of somebody like I mean I guess the dead zombies are in here, and that would kind of be evidence of them being in this area, but is there anything else that would kind of like indicate that like there's like this has already been like picked over, this area?
It's pretty easy to see that nothing remains. Like you can see evidence of footsteps coming in and like tracks in the area, but nothing that jumps out to you as I should look at this further.
Okay. So yeah, I think y'all like we missed the mark on this one.
I knew it.
But you do see on the opposite side of the room a relief on the wall shows a monstrous jaguar with 6 snakes protruding from its shoulders, fighting off a squat frog-like humanoid armed with a spear.
Yeah. Hamadon versus Grung.
What's the significance?
So spear is related to the story, right, with the panther, or the brave Commandant.
Mm-hmm.
And it was it was stolen by the crafty Grung. The Commandant went into a rage. So if we take the spear, yes, is that I would suggest not taking the spear. I don't know how to use a spear, so.
Yeah, that's the same problem I ran into.
It's not particularly tempting to me, but I am wary of trickster stories and their effects on the world. And so I encourage us, tell I think we just leave it here.
Yeah.
And move on as quickly as possible to try to identify a temple to get to get more of these cubes.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think I'd agree. I mean, I think the next closest is across
Killer.
this. Yeah.
Well, and
Like-
I want to send
Was-
the owl
More shrine.
to fly to any temples in the city and see if it can find any red wizards. Because one of you said you think the red wizards were here.
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean-
so they are.
So I'm gonna send it on a inspection of the city, looking for them.
Do you guys want to take a short rest while we're waiting on the owl?
I would love that.
I'm fresh, so y'all do whatever you need.
Why don't we take a short rest for Tazala?
Didn't you take one before the first shrine that y'all were looking at
Did we?
in today? Do you need another one?
Didn't
Actually,
mean,
I
wouldn't-
have my spirit totem use, so I'm good. That's really the only reason I would do that.
You took one before you looked at
the last temple that we were at?
Kubazan's shrine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So
doesn't
that- I mean, this
don't
would
you get
only
your
be like-
spell slots back?
Not on short rest.
No.
Oh, okay.
That's warlocks
Sorcerer.
and some
That's right.
some wizards.
Yep.
So
So
just waiting
Oh.
then, right?
I would say we're waiting on his owl, and then I would say, Tazala, what do you think about like preparing your owls to carry me and everybody else across to that
So,
pillar?
Caylen, I'm glad that you're a friend of the birds, because that's usually how we get around. That's usually how we cover distance around here. I summon our owl friends to. Actually, they've several purposes. They serve several purposes, like cannon fodder, and also yeah. Anyway, so if your owl can. Like if we can see the coast is clear, yes, let us take flight.
I was sort of looking for whether the coast was clear, but also, where are they?
So which general direction are you sending it first to do
Uh,
this scouting?
Like sweeping. You've told me about the 3 that you did to the north, so I wanna go and look for temples in the middle of the city, so north and then east.
So immediately north of where you are. So okay, there. You send it in that direction, and you don't see any red wizards in those 2 locations.
That was me marking it. Sorry, I don't mean to speak for Jeremy, but I was marking
No,
8
correct.
and 19-ish.
And then I want to send it. Yeah, so was that? Yeah, so 6 as well, because that's the one we're talking to.
Right.
Nothing there as well.
Moa's shrine.
And no dead bodies at any of them,
No.
and didn't spot anything in between, like traveling in that direction.
Have it make a perception check.
It has advantage on perception.
Advantage on visual. Yeah.
So how do I do advantage for the roll?
So if you shift, double click on the actual token itself, double left click, it'll pull up the character sheet,
Got it.
and then at the top you should see an advantage disadvantage toggle.
Yep.
So it is looking around and it doesn't see
Yeah.
anything undead, doesn't see any red robes or anything like that. But one thing that does pop out is nearby 8, kind of halfway between 8 and 19, it catches the glimpse of a a odd sight from its perspective, which is a grouping of snakes that are probably large python-sized, not giant constrictor snakes, but large constrictor snakes that are making their way westward.
So going from 19 to 8.
Yes, but they're about halfway between right now. It looks to be about 5 of these large snakes, all moving kind of together.
So I'm gonna communicate to the others that, and then I'm gonna. Do I know anything about red wizards in relation to snakes, or these snakes in particular? Like, do they stand out? Do they like? Can I tell if they're normal snakes? I mean, snakes don't travel in packs, and they don't. Typically, so it seems unusual.
That's why it noticed it. When the owl came back and reported to you that it saw that.
So I'm going to tell the others, and then I'm going to send the owl back that way. T'Challa, were you suggesting a way to get to 6 to the temple there?
Yes, I can
summon.
I can summon my giant owls, and they can carry us.
I know little about these cubes and their value. Do we need to secure them? Like, should we try to interfere with something that may have them? Or should we just collect as many as we can get?
Yeah, that's so. The opponents, our competitors who are also gathering these cubes, they're very dangerous. The red wizards. We don't know. We've seen them in small packs, and we could handle them, but we know that there is basically a small army upon the city. So that's a good question. Like, do we try to get cubes that are already taken, or sack undiscovered shrines? I mean, obviously the undiscovered shrines are the less friction there. I don't know. Creed?
I can send the owl to follow the snakes while we go to 6.
That is weird. So we were almost attacked by some snake people, but we escaped. We did not stay to fight. And we also saw them gathering in number at one point at the southern gate of the city, like the inner city, the palace gates. But so is this? I wonder if this is the same group.
I mean, potentially, but I also don't think that, like, the snakes are of interest right now.
Yeah, I guess it's a question of, like, would they, if... Yeah, we don't know where they're heading, and we don't know which ones they've been to, but the directions don't necessarily line up, so it may not even be related. So it's something we can just avoid, and we can fly beneath it to 6. That seems fine, but I can have the owl try to, like, do like this kind of thing.
I mean, I think it would be a good idea to have the owl just keep an eye on those snakes as we go to 6.
But as long as the owl is like comes to here and does like little circles or little like circuits every like, I can have it follow them and then come back to us every 10 or 15 minutes, so then we know where they are so we can avoid them.
I think that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
I'm eager to ride upon your giant owls.
Yeah.
Magnificent.
I shall call mine Thranduil.
Most people can get on the back of them, but you see Creed kind of reach out with 2 hands, and the owls, each two owls have to like grab onto him and kind of haul him because he weighs so much.
You see one sink it's like its talons like a little bit too far under his armor. He's like, ah, damn it!
Every time.
Does anyone have gloves?
Yeah, to handle them.
I have a gauntlet.
I wear your gauntlets so I don't harm our friendly owls with my electric fingers.
Ooh, good call.
Do you?
What is your gauntlet made out of? Is it padded on the inside? That would be nice.
I don't want to give up my gauntlet.
Temporarily for the riding of the owls. I failed to persuade you. So
It's a special gauntlet.
It's
try
a
to do
special
like a-
dwarven artifact that
Yeah.
he got.
Yeah,
Fair. The
I don't
owls
tr- I don't
have,
tr- I don't trust you enough yet
I
to
assume
like
the
my
giant
character.
owls don't have harnesses, right?
Yeah.
No. You're
When
grabbing feathers.
when like a clothed portion of my skin touches them, are they shocked?
No. Just bare skin.
I'm gonna ask T'Challa to interlocute for me and explain, and say that I will try to quickly get settled, and then I'm going to hands tucked.
So as he gets ready, and I guess you act like you're maybe getting ready to mount one. Like, yes, very nice. And I'm just like directing one behind you, and he comes by and he just swoops you up with his talons.
That works for me.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
Then the same
about
for me
the
too. Woo!
Yeah.
So we're all.
I don't
Okay.
need to ride on top.
So, after that trace drops off, spend spell slot to cast your summon beast again. And y'all fly your way over to the column over here. I guess you come in on the southern side.
Big build up to this column.
I tell Moa that we are heading to its temple, and I ask it if it'd like to know what I find.
Of course. Do you come to pray?
Yeah, this is interesting. I first encounter with a worldly deity. They're called the jungle gods. Is that what we call them? Trickster gods.
Trickster. Yeah.
And you're the honest one, so I'm in the story, at least the story you told me. So
Yes,
I'm like
that
still
is
wary
a
of it.
virtue I am known for.
Yes, the trickster god is telling me that he's the honest one.
Sounds like
Oh,
legitimate.
I am both like hopeful and optimistic, but extremely skeptical.
Well, I suppose you'll find out then.
Yeah, that's fair. You could read my thoughts, and I'm like, so far our communication has been above board.
Okay, so we make our way over to...
Any project with collaboration is like, I'm hopeful. I really do put nothing but positive vibes, but good God, do I expect nothing? Like,
It's like, I've heard of this. I don't want to be the story.
seen it in movies.
There's this one with Elizabeth Hurley, a famous elven, actress. A famous elven stagecrafter who, with her elven friend Brendan Frazier.
Yes. Great movie. Holds up.
Yeah, great play, great famous elven play.
Okay. So, you see, you've approached a column of rock that rises 200 feet above the lava, with a walled ruin overgrown with palm perches on the summit. So you see that palm trees grow in front of this squat building, and worn steps ascend to an archway that forms the entrance. Reliefs of coiled serpents flank the entrance.
Upright.
It is top right, yes.
Snake Town. All right.
I describe it to Moa, and I ask it if that's what it's expecting.
Yes, that sounds right.
I tell it that there's cobwebs out front.
That is concerning. That means no one has been caring for my temple.
I ask him if he'd like me to remove the cobwebs.
Yes?
I send a little firebolt from here to here to try to like burn away the cobwebs.
Burns away the cobwebs in that small area.
I give a little self-satisfied thought to Moa, like I did
That was fast.
it.
I did it. I did it for you.
Forming adventure.
Look what I can do.
did the thing that God told me was interested in. It's a big moment.
I'm gonna summon Inyoka. It feels appropriate.
Are y'all staying back? Are you approaching?
I'm approaching.
Oh, that's a giant snake.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride Inyoka. It just feels right now.
Okay. So y'all approach. The walls of this rubble-strewn corridor are carved with serpents. And inside you can see there are arrow slits spaced along every 5 feet. And cobwebs fill the arrow slits and hang like drapes from the corridor ceiling. Above the entrance, a stone plaque bears a cuneiform message, which Tizala can read.
Yeah.
With the help of the plaque that y'all have, the disc. And it reads, Moa teaches us that secrets hide the truth.
I mean, yeah. They usually do. I mean, I'll copy that back to the group. Secrets usually hide the truth. So, and I'll tell Caylen that usually there's like a trick.
Caylen, do you want to talk to your?
Yeah. Like, oh, don't worry, I've heard of the trickster gods.
Yeah. You want to talk to yourself for a second and see if there's anything that you can glean out of this?
Yeah, I'm gonna offer Moa. There have been other interactions with part of your deity, whatever, your consciousness. If you can't sense those, perhaps something has gone wrong for you that we may be able to assist with, but not if we meet an early and ignominious end. And so I offer it the chance to make a trade if it would so desire.
I am dead. I'm not sure what you can offer me.
Yeah, I don't really know either. It's sort of like, you're dead, but you're talking to me because I ate a fruit.
What do you propose?
Can you assist us? Can you assist me in finding out more about your temple for you? Is there anything I should know?
My temple is fairly simple, consisting of 3 rooms with a central corridor.
It looks like there are a bunch of defensive arrow slits. Again, all filled with cobwebs. I'm happy to clear them out for you.
I
But-
am not familiar with any arrow slits in my temple.
I look for anywhere to place a flower. That seems weird. Is there anything that's like a pedestal or a like a circle plinth or anything like that?
As you peer deeper into the temple, which you'll probably need to move your token to see better. You can see straight ahead through the temple. There is a raised pedestal that is behind a mosaic on the floor.
Mhm. I mentioned this to Moa and ask, "Do you recall these two? Is this still the same? The arrow slits are different. Is there more?"
My temple has tribal warriors that surround the room that represent my disciples who are there to protect the truth.
I'm gonna send my mage hand in, visible, just straight down the corridor slowly.
Okay, it travels down the corridor slowly.
Yep, cool.
How far do you send it?
All the way into here, but not touching anything. Come on.
Like all the way into the room?
All the way into the center there, but past
Slowly hovers into the room and then stops in the center of the room.
Yep. And then I'm going to use prestidigitation here in front of these to make like a sound.
What sound do you make?
Like footfalls.
Clap, 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 clap. You hear the sound.
And then I've got one more idea. I'm going to make a cat, an illusion of a cat. And I'm going to walk it down this. I don't know if it can move.
Minor illusions cannot move. No.
I'm going to put it on the mosaic.
You minor illusion a cat onto the mosaic, and a cat kind of sits down.
Zala's like hanging out with all the 8 owls, watching all this happen.
I'm like nervously like looking around the corner, like
The owls and I are
I can
like
imagine
talking.
like if this were an anime, he's just
Yeah.
like pew, doing this thing. Pew, he's doing this thing, just like going around like doing all these like inspections.
So the owls and I are talking to each other, like whoo, 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 back and forth, and we finally determined that he's just trying to like inspect the place. I'm like, oh, well, let's just do a sweep then. Owls, go! And I'll send them all in a line, and they just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All go in and do a perimeter sweep and see what they turn up.
So let's give you an owl.
how big is a giant owl?
Yeah, giant owls aren't gonna easily be able to fit through this corridor.
I think
That'll be
like all
funny.
8 of them will fill the room.
Yeah.
Shuffling in.
Let's make sure we get
style.
all 8 of them in there. How high is the space? They can stack, right?
Maximum penetration.
It is a we'll say it's a 15-foot tall room.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like that's not enough room for a giant owl to go up and down. So.
Yeah,
Cool.
four get in there before it becomes a little too tight for them to.
Yeah.
Like they have to land on the ground.
I
They
like
can't-
to watch interestedly.
I hear them, ruffling around and flapping. And what do they turn up anything, or is it just empty?
It is a room that as they enter into it, nothing changes. Nothing is triggered. They enter in and they occupy the space. And that's it.
All right. As they come back out, I guess I'll say we're. I mean, as clear as we can assume. I don't know what else we could do besides throw Creed in.
Does anyone have like improved dark vision or regular dark vision?
I do. I'm an elf.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Creed
do
is
I have?
as you
I have the supervision right now,
Yeah.
right?
well, you've got super smell.
No,
And-
I
No,
also,
the other one.
and-
Yeah, I thought he was like sensitive.
You
to
have
sunlight.
advantage on stealth checks when you're in dim light.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
wow,
They're
not as good as I thought.
But sorry,
I can see.
forgetting your
Caylen can
name.
see.
You can see on the pedestal is a cube.
Have one of the owls go grab it.
Yeah.
Okay, you direct one of your owls
Peter McGavin.
to grab the cube, and one does, and its claws gain purchase on the cube, and as soon as it starts to lift up, the cube poofs into a puff of green smoke.
Ah, dang it.
Classic.
Wouldn't you know it?
Classic trickster.
One of those. Green
And
smoke-
now that has happened, all 4 of your owls are going to get shot at.
Oh no.
The old cannon fodder owl trick.
Right.
At least it wasn't me taking all the damage again.
Okay, so that's a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
What's up?
There are 12 statues in the room, and each of them fires at your owls.
Oh boy.
What's the AC on your owls?
12.
What
12.
about my cat?
Your cat is an illusion.
Do they fire at the cat?
Maybe.
They should. Some bolts should definitely be
There's
spent.
also a mage hand. There's a mage hand and the cat.
So that's 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits, 4 hits, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits. It is so first one, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth.
One more.
So, did I say 9 hit
9
total? Okay, so we'll spread these out evenly. The first one is going to be against the actual owl that picked up the cube, so that's 9 damage.
Okay.
Second one, we'll just go in a clockwise rotation. So that's
The owls have 19 hit points. Is that right?
Yeah. So that would be this one next. It's going to get hit for 9. This one gets hit for 8. This one gets hit for 2. The mage hand gets hit for 3, which I think probably
does
kills it.
Does it die? Does it have health? I have no idea. I'll look
It does. I think it does. The illusory cat gets hit for 6, making it, spend an arrow on that. Back to the original one. This one gets hit for 4, 5, and 3.
Whoa. Okay.
What are you doing?
I started with okay. 4, 5, 3.
So Josh, it has no AC and no HP, so it can be attacked. It says specifically it can be attacked, but it has no health. It cannot take damage.
Okay, so then the arrow just flies through it.
Yep. But the illusion poofs.
The illusion does poof.
I startle a little bit. Caylen
So-
saw it all.
At this point, we're in combat because the statues are animated and begin to step away from their original position. To shoot further. So how are we proceeding outside of the combat between the birds and the statues?
So we're in combat, being outside.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what. Are y'all even reacting to that, or are you just letting it happen inside and just watching the melee from afar?
I mean, there's
Zala-
nothing that. Go ahead.
Zala screams down the hallway. We're here from the Church of Latter-day Trickster Gods, representing Moa. We come in peace. We were supposed to be here.
You don't hear anything but the shrieks of your owls.
I am
Inside.
shocked.
I asked Moa if he can speak through me.
I can talk to you and you can speak, I guess.
You know
Is this
any
Moa?
particular code words for statues or ways to instruct them?
What do you mean? What is happening?
There are would he not see my thoughts or hear my thoughts basically as I watch it?
I guess so. He'd say, "My statues can't fight."
How do you know you have any idea how long? I tell him what year and day it is or whatever. And do you have any idea what's the last day you remember?
Long ago, compared hundreds of years.
Do statues
Okay.
fight now? What?
So I rolled a 13 for initiative.
Yeah, I need to.
Oh, are we doing it? Okay.
I don't know
Hold
what
on.
we're doing, but stuff just triggered, so I, just wrong.
Yeah, at this point, I'd probably say, depending on what y'all do, we call the session there because it's going to be a whole thing, and I don't think we can clean it up in 20 minutes.
Yeah.